Boxstar Forum, what's going on, y'all? It's me again, your boy Terry L, coming at y'all with some boxing news. I don't even know if you can call this boxing news, but I figure I might as well report it because it's out there. And some of y'all probably heard about it. Personally, I'm laughing my damn self, but let's go at it. Boxing superstar, legend, Floyd Mayweather Jr. has been criticized by Paul, Mr. Paul, should we call him? Logan Paul. Luke Paul, no, I'm just gonna call him by his name. That's what his mama gave him. Mama called him Logan, I'm gonna call him Logan. So Logan Paul slams Floyd Mayweather and calls him Weasel. Weasel Mayweather. He slammed Mayweather, saying that Mayweather hasn't paid him his $4 million promised to him when they fought last June in an exhibition 8-round fight. So unless you've been under a rock for several months, Logan Paul, a YouTube star, not a professional fighter, fought Floyd Mayweather in an exhibition fight last June in the United States for bragging rights, I guess, as these YouTubers are doing these days. Boxing has turned into a bit of an exhibition, so to speak, and a lot of guys are getting on the money. Ex-basketball players, American football players. I won't even be surprised to see some soccer players do it in a minute. MMA fighters, I guess there's going to be 1 or 2 wrestlers jumping out there. It's not new. I mean, even going back to the Ali days, Muhammad Ali was well known to have gotten in the ring and did exhibition fights with wrestlers and various other personalities to help promote the sport or keep the interest in the sport. And it was taken as a bit of fun. But nowadays, it's serious. It's serious business. And these guys are getting paid ridiculous amounts of money. And everyone knows that Logan Paul and his other brother are multi-millionaires. And they've made a lot of their money from the internet through YouTube. And they decided to take it into the boxing ring to make even more money. And it's incredible the kind of money these guys, or the sums of money that these guys are getting. But let's get into it. Anyway, so Logan Paul, I quote, he had an article that was put out there, and I'm reading from the Mail Online, so you know where my source is coming from. But Logan Paul has labeled Floyd Mayweather a weasel after accusing the boxing legend of not paying him for the exhibition bout in June of 2020. Mayweather, 44, clashed with Paul, 26, in an 8-round exhibition fight in Florida, and the YouTube star impressed after lasting the duration of the 24-minute contest. I don't know if you can call it impressed. I'm a bit of a harsh critic with these exhibition fights. I just call it what it is. It was an exhibition fight, and I'm not hating. I'm just saying. The bout was a box office hit, so that's why it's been dubbed as a very intriguing fight. With reports claiming that the event garnered more than 1 million pay-per-view buys. And that's a lot of buys for a fight of this nature. At a price of $49.99, that's damn near $50, which is approximately 37.11 UK pounds. The total sum made from the pay-per-view is estimated to be over 50 million. Okay, so let's get into the actual financials. So if you go right along, moving right along, so Paul was reportedly offered a guaranteed $250,000, which is approximately 185,000 pounds, or more or less, plus 10% of all pay-per-view sales, which would equate to approximately a further $5 million. Mayweather, meanwhile, said he was guaranteed a $10 million pay purse plus 50% of the pay-per-view sales or pay-per-view value, meaning an extra $25 million on top of his $10 million guaranteed. However, Paul has taken to Instagram to claim that Mayweather is yet to pay him his share 6 months on from their fight, at the Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. To continue, quote by Logan Paul, "Pay me my money, you effing corny weasel of a human," at Floyd Mayweather. Paul posted on his Instagram stories tagging Mayweather in a Photoshop picture of the American on a recent trip to Russia. End of quote. So there you have it. I just thought it was a bit entertaining for me to even put this out there, because I felt like, for me, I think Logan Paul has done very well in the sense that he's marketed himself in these fights with, I mean, the fact that he even got Mayweather in the ring with him is kudos to him. But Mayweather's no mug. I mean, he realized that if you're going to throw an extra 20 million at me to fight a guy who's never fought, I'll take it. And we know Mayweather's not shy of taking free money. When he fought Conor McGregor for his 50th fight, and it counted as an actual victory under a boxing lens, Mayweather was guaranteed something like a couple of $100 million for that fight. And Conor McGregor is not even a boxer. He's an MMA fighter. And he stepped into an arena unbeknown to him as an athlete in the boxing world. And Conor McGregor got close to 100 million for that fight, and Mayweather got close to 300 million for that fight. So Mayweather will take that free money. He went and fought in Japan. He fought some kickboxing star and got reportedly an extra 10, 15 million for that fight. So for Mayweather, if you're going to pay him that kind of money to fight these joke fights, he'll take it. I mean, I guess if I was in Mayweather's position, I'd probably do the same thing. However, Logan Paul is saying that, man, the guy hasn't even paid my $4 million that was supposed to be guaranteed. Now, whether or not, according to the source, it doesn't look like, we don't know the terms of the agreement, of the contractual agreement, but his guaranteed purchase was $250,000, $250,000. It looks like he was paid that. And it looks like the remainder of the money that he's referring to has to be garnered from whoever is controlling the pay-per-view sales. And maybe that's how he gets his money. Maybe Mayweather got his money, and maybe Logan Paul is saying, well, I ain't got my money. But it's still not quite clear, but I just thought it was a bit entertaining how Logan Paul is even in a situation, which, like I say, kudos to this guy. I mean, he's gotten himself in these unique situations, him and his brother, and they're getting these ridiculous amounts of money. And I feel sorry for some of these pro boxers who will never see that kind of money. Some of them almost in a lifetime of boxing. And these guys are getting it in one fight. And I think Logan and his brother equally have only 4 or 5 professional fights apiece, and have garnered tens of millions of dollars. What I also find interesting in these YouTube characters getting these fights is that other name brand fighters or known fighters are fighting on these guys' undercards to secure some of their biggest paydays. This is where boxing has gone wrong, in my opinion. But it is what it is. It's where we're at. So, yeah, I don't even have much to go on this one. I just want to put that one out there so that you guys can come back to me and tell me what y'all think. Support the channel, hit the bell icon, subscribe to the channel. We got more news coming for you as we go on in this melee of boxing. We're getting close to the end of the year, 2021, and there's always some news coming out that I find interesting, laughable, sad, but nonetheless, it's boxing news. I'm out for now. Holler back at me. Let me know what y'all think about this recent news. Logan Paul calling Floyd Mayweather a weasel. Give me my money. I'm out for now. Holler back. Peace.